Welcome to Williamstown High on November 15, 2019 for the Group 5 state semifinal game. I am John Parentazzi, along with my partner Rich Scarpa, who will be calling the game. You may call Williamstown Vineland's home away from home. This is the fourth time in 2 years we will play Williamstown, the third time here. Every game we have played, a good first half. Williamstown has controlled the second half. It is imperative that we hang in there for more than a half. Lately, we have been scoring in the second half. Rich, what can we expect tonight?
Well, a lot more of the same, but hopefully a little bit different for Vineland and Williamstown. This is their fourth time playing within the last 14 months, both season openers with Williamstown and both semifinals of the Group 5 South playoffs. So these two teams are meeting again. As Coach mentioned last week, they'll be in a conference together. But these games have been all gone Williamstown's way. But there's points and pivots in the game where Vineland has been right there. Let's take a look back at last year's opening game. And last year, it ended up 24-7 Williamstown. So you think, oh, Williamstown controlled it. Well, the score was 7-7 at halftime. It was 10-7 in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left as we tried a 25-yard field goal that was blocked. Inches away from tying it up with under 6 minutes to go in a ball game, and you ended up giving up 2 scores to make it look a lot worse than it was. Well, the playoffs were a different story. When we came in for the playoffs last year, it was Williamstown with 323 yards offense to Vineland's 87. Last year in the playoffs here at this field, it was the offense that just really couldn't get it going that game whatsoever. So then we moved forward to the one that started us off this year. And what we saw from Vineland then and now, there's a ton of personnel changes, defensive changes in formation and theory. So they're back to what they used to do. But at the beginning of this one, it was a late score in the first half, but Williamstown up 7-0 at halftime. Shelton was the quarterback then, was 4 of 11 for 15 yards and a touchdown. And Dougie Brown was 7 for 10 for Williamstown for 146. Tony had a touchdown grab into 15 yards, but it was Gamble with over 100 yards receiving. Rushing the ball, Vineland had 32 carries for 110. And you had Williamstown with 48 for 149. So it just came down to the passing. Even looking at first downs, 13-8. Rushing was 30 yards difference, but it came down to those passing yards by Dougie Brown. Kenton Powell led the defense with 11 tackles, and Lewis for Williamstown led the way defensively for them. But there's been a lot has changed since then. Vineland started off the season, and Coach was talking about scoring late. First 5 games, Vineland outscored 32-0 in the fourth quarter. Vineland during that span also found 4 of their losses and just 2 of their wins. After that, so one more thing, Coach, since then, Vineland outscoring opponents 39-13 in the third quarter, Coach, in the fourth quarter.
I'm impressed with Vineland's, I hate to say this, Rich, their hustle in the last few games. Rich, we got 4 straight away games, including Millville coming up. And that's a little tough when you're going on the road. And that win in Southern was a turning point that I saw in that game. The hustle and the never die attitude in that fourth quarter. That was really exciting how they held their own. And against a veteran coach, against a veteran team, and they took advantage of it.
Well, we're definitely going to spend some more time talking about what happened last week and also changes from the first time these two met. But once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors who make this possible. So we're going to step aside for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with a little more pregame and then also today's starting lineups for your Group 5 semifinal South Jersey Championship.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharme's, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, and the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
All right, so some of these changes we're talking about, Vineland going from that 4-man front back to the 3, that allows Bennett to just play offense, another defensive lineman out, and 59 Herring in, which happened at Timber Creek, and he's been a real plus player there. Also some changes in the secondary as Manson is settled in at one corner, Tony at the other, Shelton in at linebacker since the switch out of quarterback. He's at linebacker and tight end on offense. Powell goes to quarterback on offense after Shelton had the first game. So there's a ton of changes that have happened, and all of them have helped solidify, especially on the defensive side, where Vineland's secondary, I think, has gotten burnt once in the past 4 weeks. And talking about 4 or 5 weeks, Vineland, after the rough start, they're 4-1 in the last 5 games as they get ready for tonight.
I think, Rich, well, again, you look, and I like the play of our linebackers. They made perfect drops last week. Sheldon made a great interception. He dropped as you want a linebacker to drop. He dropped deep enough that they had to throw over him. Turner on the interception was a perfect drop. So you have the linebackers not just playing the run well, but they're dropping into pass coverage.
And those linebackers, with that addition of Shelton, they've really stepped up. And talking about who's hot for Vineland, number 9, senior Barry Turner, 3 interceptions, 2 TDs, and a fumble recovery in the last 3 games. Ryan Shelton was just all over the field, really stood out defensively. But up front, Ryan Williams continues to develop on that edge and solidify that. He was in his first game playing that end/tackle spot for Vineland. Rivers at nose kind of took the game over in the 4th quarter, and Herring has the big hit on the last play interception, and Herring just outstanding on the other side at the end. So those changes are going to work out really good for Vineland as they're big up in the middle.
Herring's come along. He's only a sophomore, and he was nowhere to be seen in the early part of the year. And now he's a stud up there. He gives that pass rush a pretty good shot. Okay. And he plays the run pretty well.
Yeah, definitely a real advantage and doesn't tire out there. Captains for Vineland on the field, it's the senior quad captains. Starting with Nazir Broom, 34. Number 10, Ryan Shelton.
I think Vineland won the toss.
Conrad Jackson, 80 running, 22, Tyreen Powell.
And Vineland is going to get the ball.
So Vineland's going to start with it, and this will be a good time so we can get it in before our anthem to announce Vineland's starting lineup today. At center, it's number 58, senior Jacob Rett, 5'11", 276. At left guard, junior number 77, Dan Dutra, 6'4", 260. Left tackle, junior Eli Anderson, number 55 at 6'2", 256. On that right side, it's senior 76, Zach Tharp, 6'1", 280. And at right tackle, it's Josh Bennett, we mentioned earlier, at 6'2", 230. He's number 71. Shelton in at the tight end position. He's a senior, number 10, 6'2", 215. Wide receivers, number 4, junior Eli Manson, 6'2", 180. And 81, senior captain Conrad Jackson, 6', 195. Tyreen Powell at the quarterback position, the senior number 22 at 6'5", 205. Running backs getting most of the work will be 34 senior Nazir Broom, 5'9", 175, and sophomore number 1 Anthony Arthur, 5'9", 170. Jonathan Toney also in the slot receiver and gets the ball a few times on some sweeps, but Vineland's top receiver at 5'8", 165 with 7 touchdowns on the season. So as long as that offensive line can give Pal some time, Vineland should be able to equal their attack. Unlike the first game with 15 yards passing, look for Vineland to try to have a balanced passing attack and rushing attack.
I think Pal's running has improved too, Rich, in the last few weeks. Last year when he was running, boy, he was hitting that hole like a spark. He's gotten back to that now. He's getting 4, 5, 6 yards.
And a big touchdown running that last one. Well, we're going to step aside for a second as we hear our national anthem as we're ready for Group 5 semifinal playoff Vineland Fighting Clan football. As we're ready for some football, Coach. Coming into this one, Williamstown at 9-1, Vineland at 5-4. Williamstown's defense is led by Aaron Lewis. He's a monster on the inside defensive end heading to Michigan. Dougie Brown, the quarterback, also has 15 passing touchdowns this year and over 1,300 yards. So they're able to get it done a couple different ways with a balanced running attack.
Rich, one thing that impresses me, maybe I'm a dinosaur, but they got 75 kids dressed. You know, that's saying something for a school, to have that many kids participating in the program.
And to have enough discipline to have all your underclassmen there that may not get in and know that they're going to be able to behave on the sideline.
Yeah.
Penalties a key in that first game with Vineland and Williamstown converging for 17 accepted penalties and over 160 yards in penalties marched off. Vineland will be receiving. Broom back deep alongside Toney. It's Manson and Arthur in front of them at the 20.
I remember last game, Rich, this young man kicked the ball pretty deep. I watched him in the warm-up too, and he had a pretty good leg on him.
Yeah, Giardelli, the senior, he's been doing it for a while. And we are underway as Vineland looks to advance to the Group 5 South final.
I told you.
And back to the 6-yard line where Tony takes it, looking for a block on the outside. He's not going to get it, but a decent return out to about the 23. So Vineland's been sharing some time in the backfield between Broom and Arthur. Broom also playing inside linebacker. That whole Vineland offensive interior line tackles in. They're all one-way players, and Coach Russo seems to believe that that's been one of the keys, that they can withstand the 4 quarters of the game and continue to get a push. Powell gives right away up the middle. Not much there, but falling forward as a late flag comes in.
Oh, boy, here we go.
One play, one flag.
Oh, face mask.
On a face mask on the defense. It was a gain of about 3 on the carry. So that's going to be a 5-yard face mask penalty, making it.
What's the difference? I didn't know there was a difference. I thought face masks were. Huh.
There's the incidental, but if you grab and pull it, then you get the big one. So it's going to be a weird 1st down and 1. Powell takes it himself, and he's tripped up, but he has enough for the 1st down as Vineland gets their first down. Just as we mentioned, Lewis in there.
Well,
big 71, senior at 6'6", 245.
Just keep getting 1st downs. Keep the ball away from Williamstown.
Powell to throw this one. He has time. It fires it short, intended for Tony. Well, nice crowd on both sides of the field as Vineland's traveled well last week, and the visitor bleachers and fence line are getting filled up now as people have made their short trip to Williamstown for this rematch of the semifinal Group 5 last year. Powell has a little trouble with the snap. Now he's going to take it himself. Dips to the inside, then the out, squares his shoulders, pulls forward about a yard short of the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
I thought they had him corralled back here at the line of scrimmage. And he did what runners do. They go straight ahead. Got the 9 yards.
So 3rd and 1, approaching midfield at the 45.
Big play here, Rich. Keep the drive going.
We've given you some scores of the first halves, and they've been tight, but Vineland not on the board versus Williamstown in the first half in the last 3 times they've played. It's that Williamstown defense that early in the year returned all 11 players. And Powell going to throw on 3rd and short, and Tony catches it. That's some confidence in your offense as he gets to the 49-yard line, and another 1st down for Vineland.
A surprise.
That bothers me in the pros when they throw that little short pass to get the 1st down instead of handing it off.
A very surprising play for good. Keep the drive going.
So 9:35 in running on the clock, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching as we broadcast live. There's to give over the right side, cut inside of that, and Broom does it. He's free to the 30. Does he have the wheels to the 20, 15, 5, dives, touchdown!
All right.
Broom pops it in.
Woo.
A 49-yard run, and Broom really dipped inside a nice kick-out block and then used the wheels and get in early for Vineland to go up 6-0. Broom coming into today with over 400 yards rushing. down from his previous season, but sharing some of the workload with Arthur, the sophomore that's really come onto the scene, and that frees up Broom to play some defense, and that's where these games are going to be won. So Aheda with the snap. He's back this week. Turner with the hold, and Garton tries to put the Fighting Clan up 7-0. It's down. The kick is up, and Garton converts 7-0 Vineland. 9:17 to go in the first quarter, and we're going to get that first look at the Vineland defense.
Rich, that run was a replica of the one he broke against Southern. Down the sideline, stayed in bounds, and I thought the young man, the safety, had an angle, but he just outran him.
Yeah, Broom's been doing it for a while for us back there. An outstanding way to get started. So we get ready for this Vineland defense. I'll tell you our starting lineup on defense tonight at nose guard. Junior, number 73, DeMarcus Rivers, 6'1", 330. At the tackle/end, sophomore, 59, Herring at 6'2", 315. And junior Ryan Williams on the other side at 6'2", 225. Then you hit some of the strength of Vineland with the linebackers. Leading tackler, inside linebacker, number 30, junior Lathan Kent, 6'2", or 6', 215. Broom, who just had the touchdown on the other side at 5'9", 175. He's the senior, number 34. Shelton, who's added so much to that defense, former safety, up playing linebacker, the senior, number 10 at 6'2", 215. And Barry, I'm on a hot streak. Turner at 5'11", 180. The senior, number 9, has made some amazing big plays for Vineland, including 2 scores the past 3 weeks. Levi Manson, number 4, the juniors, as at one corner and Tony at the other. As this one comes to the 15, there's an opening in the middle. Does it close quick enough? No, it doesn't. From behind, almost tripped up. And Aunt Arthur and Powell converge to make a stop, but a big return almost to midfield. Antoine Rivera, number 2, the sophomore, 5'10", 170 in the defensive backfield, along with 22, senior captain Tyreen Powell, 6'5", 205. So tripped up at the 47. Great field position for Williamstown.
That was a pretty good tackle by Powell from behind, because he was by him.
Yeah, if Arthur dives down low to trip him up a little bit, but he almost regained his balance till Powell was there to stop him. Give up the middle just a little bit there. Gain of about 3 for Foreman.
Yeah, that there was a hole there, but it closed down awful fast. Rivers made a good play.
Well, just as I talk about that 3-man front, Vineland back to the 4. Gibbon picking up about 3 more before Turner makes the stop. Once again, that's Foreman. The dangerous man is 5'11" junior Dougie Brown.
Yeah. Brown ate us up last game.
In the first game last year, it was J.C. Collins at quarterback, but Collins a little banged up, and Brown really did a great job for them. And then seeing him this year, how he's developed. So what could be the first passing attempt for Williamstown. Brown gets Foreman set alongside of him. And Brown to throw. And I think that's going to be caught. It looked like it may have hit the ground, but nice job on the reception for Gamble for the first down. His great coverage was there, a hand inside, but Gamble makes the big catch for Williamstown.
It was a good catch. He had the defensive man right there. And it looked like either one of them could have caught the ball, but Campbell wrestled it away from him.
And looks like option. Brown picks his way through the middle and has a real nice gain and is going to have a first down. Boy, he ran your favorite play pretty well there, Coach.
Yes, he did. ran that very well. He could have pitched the ball when he saw the end go out. I think he optioned off the tackle. Well, it's beyond tackle.
He found the seam in there, and that's a big gain for them as they approach the red zone at the 25-yard line.
Strong left, Rich. They got a lot of people up on that line on the left side.
That one's strung out, but still a nice gain of about 7 or 8. So Rivera up for the stop, but 2nd and 3.
What a contrast. We scored a lightning bolt, and they're driving. Just two different philosophies.
See if that defense can tighten up. There's a big wide side to defend. Brown gives in the middle. That's a good stop there. Rivers in there along with Broom. And that's going to be enough for a first down, but you make that play on first down, you start to set up down the distance a little better. 6 minutes left. We're halfway through the first quarter. Williamstown playing from behind against Vineland for the first time in 4 meetings.
They've controlled the ball, Rich, for almost 6 minutes now. What a drive they got going. We need a stop.
There's nothing in the middle there, but you just got to come up and close a little sooner to stop these extra 1.5 yards, 2 yards.
Well, Rich, the way they're going, they have an extra blocker. Watch that motion, man. He's going right to the hole. That gives him an extra blocker.
Well, 2nd and 5 for Dougie Brown.
See how he went up and got
and
the
there's a
line
gap
back?
in the middle and threw down inside the 2-yard line to about the 1. Goes Foreman.
That's a pretty good offensive play when you get an extra blocker. You know, he's going right up through the hole.
So 1st and goal now. They give Herring, pulls him back, but in the end zone for the score. Just not enough support to knock him back. So Williamstown now has it 7-6 as they attempt to kick with 4:43 to go.
We got to get the defense a rest now when we get the ball. We got to get a couple first down. They got to regroup a little bit.
Big try for a point here. And it's up and good. Girardelli gets it through to tie this up with 4:43 in the first. Now it's Vineland's offense's turn. Well, watching those first 2 drives, as Coach mentions, Williamstown matriculating up the field a little bit. Vineland with the 2 first downs before the big run. Yeah, even though we're tied up, you got to think how we're going to close down this rushing attack.
Well, Rich, that
Williamstown.
drive started because of that good run back on the kickoff. Got it all the way to midfield. You got a short field now. You know, instead of going 75 yards, they only had to go 50 yards. And they grinded it out. They're a well-coached team. They run that play pretty good with the lead back. I wish we had a 5-man front against that, Rich. You know why? Because by the time we react, they're at the linebacker. That extra man up front, he would really help us on that.
Well, the other way to do that is to maybe be a little more active in your blitz and run blitz one of the backers, you know what I mean? That way
Yeah.
they don't see where it's coming from, but and the backers got to press to that line a lot quicker because it's just there's cutback room in there. But let's see what this offense has in store as it's taken at the 15. And Broom swarmed over and dropped at the 23. So mostly on the ground for Vineland. This series is going to start out with Arthur in the backfield with Powell. 2 passing attempts on that first series. Both to Tony, who got one of the 2 targets for a first down. Powell's going to take it himself, and it's closed up pretty quick on him. Powell picks up 1 yard on that. Powell with time to throw. Fires a little short for Manson, incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
I think Powell has thrown 3 times, Rich. Once in a good pass. The other passes have been short. I don't know if he's, you know, when a person throws a short pass, they kind of hold back their arm.
Yeah, kind of aiming a little bit and trying to dart it somewhere.
He's got to let that pass go.
And Powell's going to give it another shot. It looks like screen, and it's floated over the head of the intended receiver. Not much there anyway, so Vineland to punt on 4th and 9. Shelton in to kick it away.
That was an ugly screen, Rich.
Yeah, you got...
They had a lookout block, all of them.
Supposed to
You
try
can't have a
to
lookout block.
convince them they beat you.
Yeah.
Not just let them get a free run. Powell at 6'5", still had to float it far to get rid of it. Good snap to Powell, to Shelton. He has time to kick it. It's going to come down and roll and take a nice hop down to the 35-yard line, where that'll be downed on the play by Dayon Demby.
That was not a good series for us, Rich. 3 and out. You got to keep the ball away from Williamstown. That's imperative. They cannot have the ball. And if you get 2-3 first downs, that's pretty good.
Starting a little further back at the 35, they were almost at midfield last time. Dougie Brown with 4 receivers out. Changes the play up, moves his back over. And it's Belly on the inside. Hit and stopped by Kent, and then the D line comes in to make the rest of the play as Rivers.
Yeah. They're double teaming Rivers, Rich. He's got to shed that. He's got to get rid of those guys. He's got to hit and slide. He's got to be ready to help on those inside plays before they get to the linebacker.
Eli Anderson for Vineland at the defensive end spot now. Herring on the other side, and Ryan Williams out. So 2nd and 7. And Williamstown will take a timeout. Well, Coach, we're almost through this first quarter. And we
Yep.
still don't know what the defense is going to be able to do against Williamstown. From past history, we've been able to hold them for quite a while before the levee breaks.
Right.
But right now, this is the earliest they've scored on us.
Rich, we've got to keep the ball. We've got to get 2 and 3 first downs. That changes the whole momentum. We had 3 and out there. We weren't even close to get a first down.
So 2nd and 7 for Dougie Brown and the Williamstown offense. They go sweep to the top, looking for a cutback lane, then trying to get outside and does, stays on his feet. He's going to be brought down by the first down marker. He was stretched out quite a bit, but just held in there long enough to turn the corner. It looked like the defense had made the stop. And he's real close to a first down.
Oh, face mask going on. Gee. It's a 5-yarder. I really don't know the difference, Rich. A face mask,
One's
I
like
thought.
inadvertent, and you don't tug on it and pull it, and then if you pull it, you get the personal foul. So 1st and 10 right at midfield already for Williamstown. Vineland looking to be the first Vineland High team in school history to advance to the finals in the group, and there's Dougie Brown up by himself in the middle. Picks up about 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
Rich, they're getting to our linebackers. Once you get to the linebackers, you've got 4, 5 yards. You're right. We got to either blitz them or, or angle, shoot the gap. Do
Or
something to shake that front up.
Or maybe you let them try to beat you in the middle with a pass, but creep them up a little bit. High snap. It's dive underneath, and this time Kent right there on the bottom to make the stop along with Anderson. So no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for Williamstown from the 45. Last time on 3rd down, or on this distance, they ran that option that Brown kept, and they're about in the same position, right in the middle of the field, that they can go either way on it.
He's very dangerous when he gets the ball.
Chris Foreman is back there with him, and that's that lead blocking motion.
There he is. Ooh.
Brown under pressure, skates away from it, tries to cut back in, and he's going to be short of the first down by a yard. Decision time for Coach Fushitola at 4th and 1 from the 41-yard line. And it looks like he's made his decision as the offense stays. So Vineland, make sure you don't jump off, make them earn it by getting this yard. It's a great opportunity to make a play and gain backfield position for Vineland. Vineland has everybody up in the box. Williamstown's going to run what they called. And hit and stop. That's going to be short. That doesn't reach the 40. Outstanding job defensively for Vineland as they make the stop and get the offense back on the field with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Williamstown went against their own grain. They had the extra blocker in motion instead of him blocking. And our defensive line did a great job. That's a good stop for us, Rich.
Let's see if the offense can, as Coach mentioned, get a few first downs here. And you've got a good shot to gain field position. Powell gives, there's an opening in the middle, but boy, does that close quickly. Looked like something that could have been 4 or 5 yards. It's only going to net 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8. So they converge quickly on Arthur. Arthur only a sophomore. That's going to do it for the quarter. Vineland just lined up and tried to draw Williamstown off. Almost did, but he didn't come forward enough. So we're through one, and we're tied up at 7s in a ball game that I think I saw 7 people picking, and of course everybody has Williamstown, and you should. Williamstown has won the last 3 against Vineland by an average point spread of about 20. So you're absolutely right to be thinking that. But Vineland has played a great first quarter. They're tied up. They have the football. And the longer they're in like this, you know, the next score, of course, is big, gives you a little breathing room. And
I don't know if that was offside, but I give accolades to the refs. They made sure that wasn't a jump. Now, I don't know what the rule is if you go over the line of scrimmage or if you have to make contact.
Just over the line.
Yeah, well.
So they'll switch sides. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Vineland. Powell takes it himself. Oh, what a tackle. Baldo with a real nice stop on Powell. If Powell gets by that, he has probably the first down. So a big 3rd down again here for Vineland. The last time the offense netted a couple yards, this time 1 yard at 3rd and 9 at their own 42. Comrade Jackson out wide to the bottom. Manson up top. And Powell to throw it. Pressure comes. He floats it. And not able to come down with it is Tony right around the 37-yard line of Williamstown. So 4th down, Vineland sends the punt team in.
That was the kind of catch Mason made last week with his back, you know.
Yeah, with his chest back to the quarterback and extending it up in the air.
That was a good throw by Powell.
I think the sideline.
He hit him dead on.
I think the sideline became the problem and the distraction there. So Ryan Shelton to punt it away. He's standing at his own 26-yard line, back at the 30 to return a couple of Williamstown Braves, and just getting it away. And Ryan did a nice job doing that. It's going to come down to the 40-yard line where Williamstown will take over. Big pressure on Shelton, but he gets rid of it.
Down to 30, Richard went out.
So you got to ask that defense, make another stop here.
This is Williamstown's 3rd possession. And after that 53-yard drive, we've held them pretty good.
Josh Bennett up front at that one end spot as they rotate Bennett and Anderson in there. No Ryan Williams. And 2 backs alongside Brown. Brown takes it himself through the middle, picks his way forward, evades the linebacker, and picks up about 6.
I had a nice block on our tackle that double teamed him, which let him go.
Vineland sends some pressure, but there's another opening and picking up a 1st down out to the 45.
This is how they started their touchdown drive, Rich, just running the ball, getting 5 and 6 yards.
Bullet pass, bobbled, and then dropped. 2nd and 10. Brown got it there. Gamble, after a great catch on his first reception, not able to come up with that one.
Yeah, they that's a nice pattern. They run a little hook, Rich. You know, after running, they run that little hook.
It's been Brown doing the most damage with his legs. There's pressure from the top. And now from the bottom, Brown scrambling, trying to find somebody. Now turns up the field, takes a big hit from Shelton, but bounces off and falls forward. For a gain, it's going to set up about a 3rd and 5. And it looks like a late flag. Dead ball, delay of game, Vineland. So a Vineland player must have flipped the football or something. And that's a big penalty on the Fighting Clan. That's going to move Williamstown into Vineland territory.
That's not a delay of game signal. They're going to give him a first down.
What's delay of game, Coach?
I don't know.
It's that, isn't it?
Well, how do you get a delay game on
Because
the
the ball's there and the kid scooted the ball away, which then goes as a delay. Complete, another flag on the field. And that's going to probably be a lineman downfield.
Yeah.
Number 60 was way upfield for Williamstown. Overzealous lineman just getting down there a little quick. So those 5 come back, but it's still going to be 1st and 5 at the 50 with 9:38 to go in the first half. So Vineland with a little room to work with. Could get Williamstown out of their run mode. Shelton comes on the blitz. So does Turner, and it's a bullet pass and dropped. Rivera there in coverage. But that hit the receiver. Rivera was there to make a stop, but it would have been a gain of 14, but not able to hold on to it. For Williamstown was Lagamba.
Well, we've come close on a pass rush, Rich. We just a flicker away from getting him.
And the discipline on Williamstown's line is you watch everybody dipping the inside shoulder, getting pushed to the outside. That time it was Turner on the stunt along with Shelton. Now they're both at the bottom, and they go belly to the top. That could go. They turn him back in, breaks a couple tackles. That's going to pick up about 10 yards. Well-designed play, setting up a 3rd and 5 in what was 2-down territory as we headed the other way on the last drive for Williamstown. So Vineland's going to need to make a couple stops here. Brown stutter steps, pokes at the football, and dives forward for what should be a first down. That option of Brown to run it or pass it as he pump fakes, he's done it twice this drive. And that's, right now they're signaling 4th and 1. See if they bring a measurement in, or they can tell because the down marker's right on the 35. 4th and 1, Brown's going to try to take it himself. He's hit and dives forward for the first down, stretching the ball out. Nice job by Brown. And once again, the discipline of Williamstown being set and ready to go. Vineland's defense was ready, though, but just that spin move and sticking the ball out gets Brown the first down by about a foot. 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Williamstown on the move at the Vineland 34. Brown passes, dropped again. Brown has not been helped by his receivers as John Wood not able to hold on to that.
Rich, that's the safest play in football, quarterback sneak. It really is. I just remember Cone. Who was this quarterback? Brooklyn. No one knew the starting count on a quarterback sneak. Brooklyn would tap him, and they would go.
Belly on the inside, there's an opening. Diving tackle made gain of 5 inside the 30. Time to tighten up on this 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they're moving pretty good, Rich. They got the drive has started on their own 29.
See if, make sure Vineland don't jump off sides here. Brown swings it out and it's incomplete. Gutsy pass play. Brown off target for the first time today. Intending that one for Hart. It's 4th and 5 at the 30. Time for that defense. Make one more stop here and get the ball back to the offense. Big 4th down here for Williamstown and for Vineland. See if they try to head to the bottom here. Vineland tries to outflank them down there. And Brown's going to throw it. He's in the pocket, fires, and incomplete. A little bit behind the intended receiver, Hart, with Barry Turner in coverage. So Vineland's defense, yet again, a 4th and out. Failure to convert 2 4th downs for Williamstown as Vineland set back up at their own 30. 1st and 10, 7:15 to go. Kent in a tight formation, number 30. He's usually a lead blocker. Let's see what happens here. It's a pitch and nothing there, but Arthur does a nice job diving forward for a yard or 2. Boy, Williamstown flew to that football.
Yeah, they did. Rich, sometimes they seem to outman us on our strong side. To have an extra guy over there. That's tough to block. An extra man is tough. See him, Rich? See the outside man on that strong side?
Just a couple more for Arthur on that one. It looked like almost the same play coming down there. There is a Braves player, two of them a little shaken up. As John Wood, free safety, heads to the sideline. And also a little banged up is Aaron Lewis. And having Wood off the field, hopefully it's just a Charlie horse or something.
They only got 10 men on the field, Rich. Count them.
I got 11, Coach.
Oh, the wide. I didn't see the wide out.
So big 3rd down for the Fighting Clan. And jumping off sides is Aaron Lewis, Jr. And that's enough for a Vineland 1st down. So as I mentioned, the discipline on Williamstown's side, the line holds steady and holds still. Vineland gets the 1st down. 5:47 to go in the first half. Vineland approaching midfield at the 40-yard line. It's Nazir Broom in the backfield now. Manson back in at receiver. Kent back out as that wing/blocking back. He's on the side. There's a give to Broom in the middle. Stutter steps. So back to the line of scrimmage. Seems like we're always heading to that right side, Coach.
Yeah, I thought he had a little opening there, and boy, it closed up quick.
I think we tend to have a little more success up left with Dutra and Anderson. Being able to gain some leverage on that side. Dutra, your most experienced lineman, started all last year. He's a junior now at 6'4", 260. Number 77 at the left guard spot. Flanked by another junior, Eli Anderson at 6'2", 250.
A little too long to get that play in. So they took a timeout.
So one timeout used on both sides.
Yes. Both times the coach didn't like what was going on. Williamstown had it, I think it was 3rd and short, and they threw the ball.
Yeah. Getting attacked by the world's largest fly, Coach.
Oh.
You know how they get in the wintertime, they just don't even move off you. 2nd and 10. Officially no gain on that first carry. Powell in the offense ready to go. It's a give to Tony on a jet sweep. He squares up and pulls forward, gains a couple. Good containment on the outside. So they try to go to that left side and have to cut it up a little early.
Tell you, Rich, Williamstown flies to the ball. Remember the old drill? 11
Pursuit
guys.
drills, yep.
We used to go sideline to sideline with 11 guys.
Isn't that where you need to run some counter in there now and run back against the flow?
Not bad.
So
But
3rd and 8.
They're flying to the ball, Rich.
Powell takes it himself. He's tripped up, uses the straight arm, and tries to pull away, but he's going to get dropped for a loss of 2. Watkins does a nice job, the sophomore, holding on to Big Powell. Just tripping him up. 4th down, Shelton in to kick it for Vineland. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. The clock is running. So Hart back to return it. He's standing at his own 35.
Yeah, he's not very deep.
Well, as you mentioned, well coached. You know, they're trying to get this one up in the air. High snap. Shelton leaps for it, takes it, puts his foot to it. Fair catch called for and made at the 37-yard line.
Yeah.
By Hart.
They're getting smarter, Rich. They're not letting Sheldon's ball hit the ground.
Yeah, Shelton didn't. It just the last 2 punts, he's been fortunate to get rid of it. You know, having to leap up for that one. The other one was nearly blocked. So defense has to tighten up here for Vineland on the road. Against the defending champs. And there's counter, hit, and finally brought down by Broom, but a gain of about 3 or 4. So 2nd and 7.
Be careful.
It's almost like you want to defend a pass to get your down and distance right, because the way they're running, if they just keep running, it's going to be first downs. So you almost welcome it. Brown going to pass it. He's looking deep. He's firing it and not able to come up with us. He had a couple steps on Rivera on the inside, Rivera trailing. But 2 receivers in the same spot created a lot of traffic.
I really think the 2 Williamstown receivers, the word I'm looking for is they kind of shook each other up being in the same spot.
So now a 3rd down and 7 from their own 41, which means if Vineland could stop here, they could get the ball back. 2:50 on the clock.
You knew they were going to take a shot.
Well, they may have to take another one here because it's not 2-down territory, so you need all 7 of these yards.
We need a sack.
And looks like a last-second timeout called by Williamstown.
Yeah.
They'll use their second. Every time I'm looking down at Williamstown, I'm like, that line looks pretty small. Oh, that guy looks pretty small. I don't know if it's something with the black and blue showing different because I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he's 287 pounds and
Yeah.
he's 6'2". But it's just
Yeah.
they just look smaller.
And 71 don't look bad, but he's 6'6".
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at him. He's in the huddle. He don't look bigger than anybody.
Yeah, 6'3", 255 up front, 6'1", 287. So they have some size there also.
71 is
That's
Lewis. He's going to Ohio State. Not bad.
It's not bad to start your season and know where you're going.
No.
Big 3rd down here. Doug Brown has the offense ready. Vineland showing a little blitz on the outside. They try to draw Vineland off. They don't move. Now here's pass with a blitz. Firing deep. Tony turns around, and it's bobbled and dropped. Tony turns around and finds the football, and it's a little bit, well, can't really call it underthrown when you throw it 55, 60 yards, but the receiver had to slow up a little bit, and that's going to give Vineland the football back and take just 7 seconds off the clock, 2:43 to go. 4th down.
Defense staying on the field, Rich.
Yeah, no big substitutions, just a couple guys back. Last week it was illegal participation on that play that set up the scoring drive in the first half for Southern. It's away, and it's returnable, and it's bobbled. Picked up. Broom holds on right at the 25 with 2:33 to go.
This is our 5th possession, Rich.
I like the first one.
Yeah. We haven't shown much of an offense after that first drive. Williamstown has 1 timeout left.
Well, it's like we're getting there and getting tripped up by a player, and the holes are just filling up, when on the other side we're just a little late. Let's see how we counteract that. There's Arthur looking for somewhere to go. It looks like a flag flies in right at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a hold on Vineland.
That hurts, Rich. That makes it.
Well, if you're Williamstown and you want the ball back, well, they're going to accept it and just try to keep Vineland off the scoreboard. But
That means that we got to go 20 yards. More than that. A little more than that, but. And they may get the ball back again, Rich. You
well,
know,
I think if
get-
they wanted the ball back, you decline that, and it's 2nd and 10, and you're okay. But you only have that 1 timeout, so Vineland runs it here. If you're Williamstown, you got to use that last one up. There's Arthur. Spin move gets him a little bit, and he dives forward, a gain of about 4. Anything Anthony Arthur has gotten tonight has been on his own as he's hitting the backfield before he gets going most often.
All right.
Williamstown.
That's Williamstown's last timeout.
They used their last one, so it's going to be 2nd and about 16. Out of timeouts, 1:52 to go on the clock. Just don't want to give away any points here, Coach.
No mistakes now.
All right, we're ready to go. 1:52 on the clock. It's Broom alongside Powell. Look for Vineland to probably just keep this in Powell's hand, have him follow Broom to the bottom here. See what they can pick up. And they go belly on the inside. Oh, big face mask, and there comes the flag. Picking up about 6 yards. Fortunately, Broom okay. But a massive face mask with 1:47 on the clock. That should give Vineland a first down, as that was no incidental. Oh, I touched it. He tackled him by it.
Oh, yeah, it's personal foul.
So that's going to give Vineland a first down. So 1st and 20, and all of a sudden you're like, let's not give this ball back to Williamstown. Now with the penalty after the 6-yard run, it's got you a first down approaching midfield at your own 42 with 1:44 and running on the clock.
Do take a shot, Rich?
Well, I got me a timeout. I'm just going to run me this football right here. I'm going to run it so I know I can kill the quarter, and then I can start taking a shot. Let's see. Powell takes it himself, goes through the middle, dives forward for what should be a first down. So at 1:12, the clock will stop. That's the way to hit that hole, Tyree. So they're saying 2nd and 1, so the clock is running now. They had stopped it momentarily thinking it was the first down. So we're under a minute at 55 seconds and running. Vineland just crossed midfield. They're ready to go. Broom hit in the backfield. Breaks free! Now to the edge! He's to the 30. Poor tackling for the first time tonight for Williamstown.
Wow.
As that play was the loss of
Wow.
3, and what balance by Broom.
You can say that's a wow because they had him dead stop. And he just broke it and took off. Now you take your shot.
Well, Williamstown did the right thing using the timeout, trying to force Vineland to punt, but right now they're wishing they didn't because we have 41 seconds on the clock. It would be about 20 seconds had that not happened. 1st and 10, Vineland inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. Powell to throw it. Floats it for Shelton. And incomplete. Make that Manson over there. Double coverage on Manson.
See now, Rich, I like to see something in the middle.
See, I was going the other way. I'm going with like a jet sweep action to Shelton, who throws it back to Powell.
No.
We can let Shelton throw one here.
In the middle. Because we got wide outs all over the place. Dump that thing in the middle to the tight end.
Well, I think we both want to incorporate Shelton in that play somehow. Number 10. Shelton's grandfather listening down south. I got word on that. Welcome aboard. Big second down here. And it looks like screen. And it's back the other way to Shelton, who takes it, heads up the field, drops his shoulder, has a first down. And he's going to be at around the 16-yard line. 27 seconds to go. Clock will run once the ball's made ready for play. They signal first down. See if Vineland's going to use one of their 2 timeouts.
Oh, come on.
They run the clock, and Vineland will take a timeout with 24 seconds to go. In this drive, that was a 1st and 20. Has now made it to the 16-yard line. Well, Shelton didn't play around when he caught that, Coach. He just squared up and like a bullet straight up field.
Yeah.
We want to get some points here or even give Garton a shot to get you some points here. There's absolutely zero wind. Nice night to start a little campfire in the backyard. Nothing's blowing anywhere. The flag is just laying limp. But time is a factor with 24 seconds to go. Vineland has a timeout. We'll get the extra point or field goal team ready. This time it's Arthur alongside of Powell. Powell's going to take it himself. He cuts up the middle, dives forward, gain of about 6. See if Vineland's going to use them. They do use their last timeout with 15 seconds left. So let's see where they marked that. It looks like it's going to be on the left hash at the 11. So what would be about a 29-yard field goal. The problem here is with 16 seconds left, you don't get out of bounds. You hurry up and rush in your snapper, your kicker, your block. It's really not a ton of time to set it up.
Throw the ball, it's incomplete, the clock stops. You know, you can't run it.
Yeah, because you're not guaranteed to be able to out-leverage and get to the sideline. There was a great run by Broom last week that picked up a first down on that last drive, and he got out of bounds. But failure to get out of bounds and run another play is one thing, but to get a field goal team in is another. Turner and Garton wait on the sideline. Could be one more shot for Vineland to get in the end zone, and Powell to throw it. Fires it to the corner to Tony, who nearly comes down with it, and there's the flag. So more decisions to be made. It's going to be pass interference. So that'll move Vineland closer, but there's only 9.5 seconds, 9.5 ticks on the clock, no timeout. You kick your field goal here, Coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rich.
Well, it's first and goal officially. I don't know why that guy's got a 2 on there. That should be a 1. And the ball is at the 6-yard line.
Oh, I don't know what they're doing, Rich. You got to kick the field goal here.
Well, they're ready to go. 6 yards to get in that end zone. Powell to throw it. And they blow it dead. Procedure on Vineland, moving them back 5.
What are you waiting for?
And here comes the field goal team. Garton's going to get a chance to put Vineland up on top in this one. Ojeda is the snapper. Turner the holder. And Garton, who has a love with a little bit of hate relationship with these Williamstown fans from our last trip here. As they're chanting Henry's name over here, it's going to be spotted at the 17, a 27-yard field goal for Garton. Something Vineland couldn't do last week without their long snapper here. Now they're going to get a chance at it. Bobbled, snap is down, and there's a flag as Garton's hit on it. High snap, bobbled on the way down. 5.8.
Oh, roughing the kicker.
5.8 seconds to go, and Garton is shaken up. senior Carly Kling, the other kicker on the team at 5'5", 105. Carly was kicker a couple years ago, had converted, this would be extra point distance, had converted 6 of 7 at one point in time, the beginning of the season a couple years ago. So they just waved off the penalty. And that's because they had got a hand to the football, which then sadly for a kicker makes them fair game. But Garton's still down on the field, and we have 5.8 to go. Ball come out to the 20 for Williamstown. As Garton makes it to the sideline, 5.8 to go. See if Williamstown's just going to take a knee, as neither team has any timeouts left. So Dougie Brown looks like he's going to get under center type formation. Look for the kneel down, and Brown knees on it. And that's going to do it for the first half. Your underdog Vineland Fighting Clan tied up with the Williamstown Braves at 7. Coach, take me through that first half.
Okay. I'm ready, Rich.
Well, tell me what happened in that first half, Coach.
We took the opening kickoff from our 25, and a 49-yard run by Broom at the 9:17 mark. We scored a touchdown, and Garton's kick was good. They got the ball, Williamstown, first time they got it. And at the 4:43 mark, a 2-yard run made it 7-6. The kick was good. The rest of the half went back and forth. Williamstown really never threatened. Vineland just threatened, and they got to the 15-yard line, and the kick was blocked. So, Rich, at halftime, it is 7-7.
Well, excellent first half for Vineland, coming in as a big dog. And we talked about playing tight for a little while, but Vineland got the early lead. Williamstown responded. Vineland moves deep, just runs out of time in that end of the first half. And we're set up for a great second half of football, and we'll be back to give that to you in a few moments. Rich and Coach will see you for the start of the second half.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
Welcome back to Williamstown High School in the semi-final game of Group 5 between Williamstown High School and Vineland High School. It's been an exciting first half. We've seen some good football, and the score is 7-7. Vineland had a chance in the last, I think it was 6.5 seconds to kick a field goal, but it went awry, and the score stayed at 7-7. Both defenses, after the first drive, have really come to play, so they're doing pretty good. Both defenses. Vineland had the better drive going down the field. Williamstown hasn't threatened Vineland's goal line since the first drive. Rich?
A lot of action and playoff action around. We'll stick with some of the big schools going on right now. It's Kingsway right now in the lead, 19-14 in the second quarter over Toms River North, the 1 seed in Group 5. So local South Jersey Kingsway up on top there. Millville and Shawnee, it's Shawnee 20, Millville 7. They're saying it's in the fourth quarter, which seems a little quick. Ocean City trails Long Branch 21-14 in the second. We're knotted up at 7s. Lenape 14, Hillsborough 7. And the winner of this game will get the winner of that Lenape-Hillsborough game.
Rich, I much impressed by the defense, how they tightened up after that first drive. Williamstown took the ball down the field, grinded it out, took almost 8 minutes to score. And but Vineland has tightened up on defense. Williamstown has thrown the ball, but their receivers are either too cold or their fingers hurt them because they've dropped a few passes.
And that's been key in stopping Williamstown are the incompletions, because they're getting about 4 yards a carry, when they're pounding the ball, but you have one of those incompletions and it kind of takes you out of run, first down. And it's something that's worked out, but there's been a lot of drops, and it's not been bad coverage either. They're just,
no,
the ball's been there.
In fact, the one catch, the defensive man had a chance for the ball with the receiver. So, it's not bad.
Well, as we get ready for the second half, we're just under a minute before the kickoff. It'll be Vineland kicking off. Henry Garton has been out on the field warming up, so after being a little shaken up on the blocked field goal attempt, he seems to be okay to continue. And for Vineland and Williamstown, we do it yet again. 4th game in 2 years. Vineland looking to pull the upset here. And an upset win here and a Lenape win could give you a chance to avenge another loss you had this season to Lenape, which Lenape and Timber Creek were probably the low points in the season for Vineland as they struggled for a defensive identity at that point in time.
Williamstown has returned the kick twice, punt and a kickoff. They've gained good yardage. They got the midfield, Rich. So we got to, got to kind of stop them from that.
Yeah, and we've got to make them drive the field, as coaches mentioned, and then starting at the halfway point kind of makes it twice as easy. So the pressure falls squarely on the home team here. So they look to get back to another Group 5 final. Williamstown, a team that was number 1 most of the year and in the top 6 in the state. Vineland taking a little bit of time to come out there. Let's see if Vineland's going to kick it deep. Garton brings the tee out. First kick was delivered deep. A lot of times we see that high fly ball to the 25.
All right, Rich, we're ready for another half.
Vineland not playing around. They have Shelton and Powell on their kickoff team. And this one's going deep and taken at the 12-yard line. Looking for an opening through the middle and finding it. Outruns Garton. Can he outrun Powell? And just that quick, a kickoff return. You can put that on the board. That's not the way to start a half. As Vineland brought in some defenders but had them bunched up on the same side. Return goes the other way and in for the score. And he made that journey in 14 seconds. It's been a problem that's plagued Vineland a lot this year. Now Vineland sending some players in. And now we're ready for the try. High snap.
Pick it up.
And the try is
Oh,
no
that's
good.
right. In high school, you can't.
Used to could. Now
Yeah.
you can't. You're right.
You can't.
Used to could. So
Was I a soothsayer when I said, watch the kickoff?
that's been an issue a lot this year. And the thing is, we haven't done the same back to anybody yet.
No.
So much like a movie from Blockbuster, we're overdue, Coach.
Yeah, we used to get a couple of returns with Anderson and Pacheco.
You know what's weird? The better the team gets, the worse our returns are. When we were really, really bad before Coach Russo arrived, it was commonplace. The best chance we had was a punt or a kick to try to get the ball in some space for our players.
Yep.
But Vineland now for the 4th year in a row in the playoffs. Last year got the program's first playoff win, taking on the South 1 seed and down by 6, and hopefully that extra point will come into play. This one's going to be short. Heading to the bottom of the screen goes Manson. leaps over one tackler, brings it out to the 40. Nice return for Levi Manson. So they're going to put it right at the 39-yard line. It's a good field position for Vineland in the offense. They moved it well on their last drive, but previous to that kind of sputtered around. It's been the speed of the defense. And this is one of South Jersey's best. Early in the year was the best. I don't know how it ended up statistically, but Williamstown, a tough defense.
A lot of people in the box, Rich. They got 8 people in the box.
And Powell under center. And Vineland's going to try to just pound it up the gut, and they pick up about 4 on that. And the ball's on the ground. The players are saying so that if nobody's thrown a beanbag to signal it, so you have to believe the runner is down, because when there is a ball on the ground, they throw a beanbag out. And it's Vineland's football. I always hate that when the ball comes out and then 4 seconds later the beanbag hits the field. And so it's going to be a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Ball right at the 43. There's the switch. Pursuit all there. Nowhere to go, and losing those yards is Broom as he's swarmed over. Vineland trying to pitch to outflank and get to the edge. And they also hold on the play. See if Williamstown declines this. Make it 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 20. And they're going to accept the penalty. That's a generous spot for Vineland on the hold. Must have been right up on the line, so it's going to be 2nd and about 15.
Yeah.
I like 3rd and 10 instead of 2nd and 15, Coach.
Me too.
Powell with 3 receivers at the bottom, and he's going to throw it. Pressure on, and it's complete, and picking his way through the middle and coming forward for about 7-8 yards, setting up a 3rd down now, and about 7 again. Manson getting involved early in the second half. He had that big grab last week.
He had a nice break there to get that yardage. We're going to get called.
And not set.
Jeez.
On the outside. Vineland a little lollygagging around to get up to the line of scrimmage, and those hard fought yards now put you back behind, and it's going to be 3rd and 12.
What's that word we used last week, Rich? Chaos.
Yeah,
Can't have that.
You know, and getting plays in from the side sometimes averts your attention, but right now Broom's down. He was holding his wrist, so they're going to check him out, but this is a big 3rd down for Vineland. You know, penalty pushes them back. Loss pushes them back. Then the second penalty. They've absorbed 2 penalties, a holding penalty and a false start on this drive. That's 15 yards, and they've got it back to 3rd and 11. And with Broom out, hopefully he's able to come back in, but with Broom out, it hurts your offense, but you have other running backs and Arthur ready to go and some underclassmen, but defensively at linebackers where you really need Broom.
Our linebacker core has really improved. I got to give them credit. They come to play every game, that linebacker group.
Let's see what Vineland has up their sleeve for this one. So everybody's set this time. Powell's going to hold in the pocket. Lewis comes. He outruns Lewis. He floats it and almost complete, but out of bounds goes Manson, who made a nice break on the ball, but it'll be 4th and 11 in time for Vineland to punt it away.
That was a pretty good play, Rich. The rollout. I don't know if he was forced to roll out or it was, and he had his receivers picking it down the sideline.
We had Powell, Vineland's Virginia Tech commit, outrunning Lewis, the Michigan commit. Float and snap. Foot to it. Let's hit a blue jersey and coming up and making a catch at the 39. Williamstown will take over and look to move up by 2 scores. Crucial series coming up here for the Vineland defense. And what we haven't seen is a play yet, Coach. And lately it's been Turner making that play or Herring. And Vineland's defense needs to make a play. And to do that, you've got to get Williamstown into throwing downs. Not because they're not good at it, but because it really could stall a drive for them. Two backs.
Look, 2 backs.
They've done that a little bit earlier in the game, and they swing this one out. And there's a big seam and an opening. Powell in pursuit knocks him out of bounds, but not before he's in Vineland territory at the 42. They were able to out-leverage that side of Vineland with some nice blocking by the receivers.
Powell is such a good safety, Rich. He takes the right angles. He gets to the pass. No, we're not ready.
Now they run back to the bottom and picking his way through before he's wrestled down after a gain of 4. On the play goes Hines. So able to get through to the secondary before Rivera makes the stop. 2nd and 5. Now Brown takes it himself up the middle. Kent makes the stop, but he's close to a first down. Tell you what, the Williamstown offense gives you something to look at all the time with their motion and their cutbacks. You know, it's not an easy read.
And different formations. They've got a dozen formations. Now look, they have 2 backs.
Spin move, but not able to get away. But sure enough, Turner makes the play, but when it's 3rd and a long yard, you make a stop for a 2-yard gain, but it gives the first down. You do that on first down, then you have something to work with.
Yeah.
So Williamstown on the move at the Vineland 30, 8:02 to go in the 3rd.
Rich, this is the script that we had a couple of times here. We played a good half, and Williamstown gets control of the game in the second half. I said that at the beginning.
They swing it out. Shelton makes the stop at a gain of about 5. You know, and it's tough if you're a linebacker now not to watch that motion and look for the pass there, and when you do, it's coming back underneath. So confusing that front a little bit. And good vision by their backs as that's another first down to the 19-yard line. Well, this is less adversity than last week's game, but really want to stop this. There's a good stop on first down. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Ethan Evans in on that stop with some help.
They come off the ball very well, Rich.
They're slowing it down a little bit now.
The only other line I thought was good was Timber Creek protecting the passer. They were very good.
Brown to throw it. He's looking up the seam, and Turner gets a hand on it and knocks it down. It's going to make it 3rd and 8 or 9.
Good drop by Turner. Really good drop. You notice how deep the linebacker is? that really helps the secondary. The deeper the drop the linebacker can get, the better off they help.
Well, what should be 2 down territory here. You've got 9 yards to work with, 2 plays to make your stop.
They're going to have a motion guy. They might use that swing pass again, Rich.
Hart and Foreman alongside Brown.
Yep.
Taking it himself and breaking through. Picks up a block on the edge. Brown wrestled down, but after the first down, nifty run by Brown. 6:06 to go in the third.
This drive started on their own 39-yard line, Rich. And it's taken, well, almost half the quarter.
Nowhere to go that time for Foreman. So 2nd and goal, ball at the 6. So Ethan Evans in on another stop for Vineland.
This is tough for me to watch, Rich, is grinding. Because I used to love to do it. And it's tough. You get a team that can grind it. You know, they eat up the clock. You can't score. So it's really a double razor edge here.
Vineland big on the inside here. Brown's going to run it there. And submerging in and making the stop on the play is Ethan Evans again. That's 3 tackles in a row for the sophomore at 5'6", 145. And he's submerged in there to make the stop.
Big play here, Rich.
Vineland with another stop. It's going to be a loss of a yard back to the 5. Foreman, 2 carries on that drive, nowhere to go.
They're going to kick the field goal, Rich. Makes sense. They make the field goal, then we have to score twice.
And if it makes up for that missed extra point, too. So this attempt will be just a short 22-yarder. 3 yards shorter than an extra, or longer than an extra point. 4:02 on the clock, but there's a lot of moving parts to this blocking, snap, hold, and kick. Let's see what happens. And it's blocked.
Get it, pick it up.
I don't know why. Why was the whistle blown, Coach?
That don't make any sense.
No, it's not an extra point. Why was the whistle blown? Well, Vineland withstands that drive. 3:50 on the clock. Down 6 points with the football. For some reason, they're moving it to the 20. That ball didn't reach the end zone.
Rich, am I seeing things? Was that a blocked field goal attempt?
That was a blocked field goal attempt.
Well, it's a loose ball, right?
That's the way I play football.
Must be me.
All right, so Vineland withstands 3:50 on the clock, down 6 with the football. Powell gives to Arthur. He may get an edge. He's got a nice push on the outside, and he's tripped up after a gain of 5 or 6. Nice job out on the edge that time for Vineland. Conrad Jackson out there, along with the tight end and the offensive line really manning up and collapsing that side. That looked great. Powell takes it himself, slips and goes forward for a gain of 2 or 3. It's going to make it 3rd and 3.
keep the ball in Powell's hand. He's got to break one soon.
Kent checks in a tight formation. Under center goes Powell. See if he's going to take this himself. And he's going to throw it. But he's under pressure. He's hit. Breaks free from the first tackle, then dropped. As Vineland tries to get sneaky with a little play action and just too much pressure. Lewis gets it started on Powell. So it's 4th down and time to punt for Vineland. 3rd and 1, Vineland trying to take a deep shot, and not only didn't it work on the blocking end, on the backside, everybody in coverage. So now Williamstown's set to return it as they wait right around midfield. Shelton back inside his 10 for this punt. I don't know if that one was partially blocked. And it's going to roll down at the 44-yard line of Vineland. So great field position for Williamstown as Vineland goes 3 and out. 2:08 to go in the 3rd. These two teams will be conference foes next year. 1st and 10 now for Williamstown. Nice running gain of 5. A lot of people there, but now quickly back up on the football. Vineland gets set. Ball's loose on the ground. Diving back on it. Just go for a loss of 1. It's going to make it 3rd and 5. Williamstown quickly back to the football yet again. That time their speed kind of trying to hurry up made for that bad exchange.
Yeah.
Just like Vineland's.
They had us off guard too. We just don't seem to get ready, Rich. We're just a step behind when they do that fast pace.
Fired in the middle and complete. A nice move to the 20 before he's brought down by Turner, but a 1st down on the play. Well, in the red zone yet again. The last time was a blocked field goal. Vineland needs to tighten up now. Under a minute to go in the 3rd at 59 seconds. It's a give in the middle and another big opening. Safety Powell comes up to stop the forward momentum, and we're at 47 seconds and running in the 3rd.
They're just picking up chunks of yardage. If it's 5 yards or 6 yards.
As you always look at the offensive line, they're coming off the ball quick, and we're catching right now. Brown gives this time. Rivers in on the stop with some help.
Yeah, now see, that time he really played it well. He shed the blocker and stepped into the hole. If he could do that, just take care of the A-gaps. It's always got to take care of.
Well, that's going to do it for the 3rd as Anderson hobbles off the far side. He and Ken also involved in that stop, but we're going to hit the 4th quarter with a 3rd and 3 with the ball on the 12-yard line of the Fighting Clan. Williamstown looking to add to their 6-point lead.
Okay, Rich. Need to stop and then, like last week, We need a momentum breaker. We need Broom to take one. We need Powell to take one. Or drive the ball. I don't care how we do it.
Well, the deficit, of course, is nothing compared to last week with Vineland down 21-0, scoring 1 in the third and 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But since that first drive, which had 2 first downs before the long run by Broom, the offense has been a little stagnant except that last drive.
The last drive of the half, and we didn't get any points out of it.
Now those 3 would be looking nice.
Again, this has not been a long drive because they started it on the Vineland 44. They've had great field position all day, Rich.
Imagine if you could establish field position and not shorten it up. But third down, it's going to be officially 3. Little confusion in the backfield, but they seem ready to go now. Vineland set on defense. There's a give on the inside and an opening and picking up the first down, setting up first and goal at about the 2-yard line. Oh, running out of space for a turnover, Coach. Give in the middle and diving backwards into the end zone. So Williamstown gets the first 2 scores of this half. Of course, that first one on the kick return, but Inge gets this one himself. And that's boomed through and good. So can the Fighting Clan do it again, Coach? You got to get started. Got to get started soon. Lenape up 28-10 now in the fourth quarter. So looks like they'll be advancing to face the winner of this one.
This will be only the 3rd time we've had the ball this half. Williamstown, if you count the kickoff return, they've had it 3 times and scored twice.
And the other time made it to the 11 or 12 yard line.
Yeah. I'm still confused. If you block a punt, why isn't it a live ball?
You got me, Coach.
They must have changed that rule. I know you can't block an extra point and run with it.
And we had that happen earlier as we were
Yeah.
talking about it. Well, let's see if Vineland can get some good field position to help out that offense. And this one's starting at the 10. Stutter step move in the middle. Twisting down at the 31. Not bad place to start for Vineland. Tony makes a nice move to pick up about an extra 8 yards. So 11:24, we're just underway in the fourth quarter. Anderson back in on offense, so he's okay. Arthur hit right away, hit low, and then Lewis grabs him up high, loss of about a yard.
Rich, you got to watch the blocking up front. Some reason we don't block the defensive end. That's the third time that end has had a free run. I wonder if that's planned that way, or you know.
I doubt it. He's their D1 player there.
But I'm thinking they think we can run by him.
Well,
See him on the left side, Rich?
nice. So Arthur with the screen, but good coverage on the play. It's going to pick up about 2 yards.
Well, that was understandable. But
Yeah. So 3rd and 8 for Vineland. Low snap, Powell has it. He has time. Fires to Shelton a little bit behind him. That's going to fall incomplete as Shelton dives backwards
Here's
against
what
his
I
body.
said, though, in the middle.
He was there. So Vineland's going to punt. With 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the 4th, Vineland's first time with it, doesn't go anywhere. Shelton's been under some duress. And he runs with it and kicks it, but it's blocked. Shelton did a nice job avoiding the rush, but not able to get his toe to it. So even better field position now for Williamstown.
Wow.
Just having a hard time blocking up front there, Coach. Says Williamstown will probably just grind this out and try to take half of this time off the clock.
They might take a shot here, Rich.
And sure enough, it's pass. A little out pattern complete. Turning the corner and getting tackled by his own man, but not before he gains about 6.
They got about 7 on that, Rich. Doesn't look like it, but.
Yeah, 2nd and 3. Need a play, defense. And it's Belly back underneath, picking his way through to the 10, the 5. Powell hits him, but into the end zone for the score. And Williamstown starts to pull away from Vineland. So that time the junior Hines takes it in. Still time, 9:34. The offense needs to get moving in a hurry. Another one up and good. So 20 unanswered points in the first 14 minutes for Williamstown. Vineland 4-1 in their last 5, up against it here. Not a ton of time, but the offense is definitely going to be trying to heave the ball down the field. But can they give Powell enough protection?
Rich, they've had the ball 4 times, and they scored on 3. One was quick because it was a kickoff return. Seems like we've seen this script before, haven't we?
A few times with this team.
Be nice to get just a drive going.
Vineland was looking to become the first team to make it to a sectional final. They have 2 playoff wins the last 2 years, and this one was in hand, but there's an awful lot of work to do here, but don't give up on them yet. We've seen what happened last week. This kick down to the 6-yard line. And back out to about the 31-yard line. So Tony with a couple nice returns to over the 30. Time for a little magic, Coach. Let's make this a game again in a hurry.
Yeah.
Conrad, Jackson, and Manson are your out wide on the top and on the bottom. Powell stands, looks, dips, steps, picks up a block, and picks up about 5 before he's out of bounds.
He made a good move. I thought they had him boxed in, and he put a little speed on to get to the outside.
That's the other problem. You gave him time that time, but there's nobody to throw to.
Yeah.
It's almost like you've got to double up on Lewis on the line, and that just, with 3 men, they're getting enough push that just lets them drop everybody into coverage. This time it's a blitz, and Powell stutter steps and has dropped it for a loss of about 4. 3rd and 10, 9:05 on the clock. Could be 2-down territory here, Coach, if you got a hope of coming back in this. And the field position wouldn't be as bad as the last time they started. 3rd and 9. 3 receivers at the bottom. And a little short intended for Shelton. Skips to him. 4th down.
Nah, you can't give him the ball down here, Rich.
Vineland sends the punt team in with 8:24. Now let's see if they can stop that pressure from the top. As they overload the top of the screen, Vineland shifts over some help. And it's a high snap. Shelton gets it and gets rid of it. Excellent job there as it rolls to about the 45 and down to the 43. And there's a flag. That's probably going to be post kick, but it'll be 15 more on what looks like Williamstown as Lewis a little aggressive in there.
Yeah, that was after the play, Rich. The young man took a punch at our boy. Oh, what did they discuss it? He threw the flag.
So that'll move Williamstown back to their 34-yard line, or even more. Get back to the 30. Should they be moving the first down markers, Coach?
Yeah. Yeah, it's first down.
No, but I mean the sticks. What the play was over, it was a dead ball.
No.
Oh, it was during the play. Okay. Usually you get those punches and those things a little late. But so 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. 8:13 on the clock. Hit and dropped immediately there.
Oh, a nice play.
Anderson on that stop, getting the most time he's had all year at tackle.
He's only a junior, Rich. 6'2".
Well, he's been the left tackle all year. There's a few underclassmen on there as that left side will all be returning, Dutra and Anderson. So give you some stability moving forward, as it was just Anderson or Dutra last year there. But 2nd down and 13. Williamstown in no hurry, waiting for their 5-second warning before Brown will call for the football. And he goes dive the other side and drop for a loss of about 3.
2 good defensive plays back to back, Rich. This is the big one now. You got to stop him.
And both plays by Anderson. Just getting a stop is a step in the right direction. Then you can worry about the time. 6:40 and running. And it's option.
Good.
And a nice tackle and
Nice
stop
job.
by Broom on the
Broom.
play. So time for Williamstown to punt it to Vineland. Nice to see Broom back in there as he goes back to return this kick. Good snap. Ooh, Rivers with some nice rush. Broom takes it and tries to run away, but a nice ankle tackle on the play as he stopped in his tracks at the 42. Jonathan Toney a little gimpy heading to the sideline. Offense back out for Vineland. A lot of work to do in just 5 minutes and 37 seconds to do it.
I was watching Rivers. The up blocker, he sent him back about 10 yards.
There was a nice rush up there he had.
He did. For a big man, that was a pretty good play.
It's a give to Arthur. Cuts back to the inside, finds an opening, breaks free. Just tripped up at the 20. Nice run for Arthur. And the clock isn't stopped as they reset the chains.
Boy, that's the first real burst of speed we've seen in him.
Yeah, he's not been able to put 2 steps together without getting hit most of the evening. So Vineland set and ready to go. 5:10 on the clock. This time Broom tries to get to the outside. I guess he stayed in bounds. There's 4:50 in running.
Rich, it seems like his game has been a long time. It's only the 3rd quarter. Or am I reading that wrong?
You're reading that one wrong. That's the 3 timeouts.
What is it, fourth quarter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I thought we had lots of time.
Well, that time is ticking away. Gain of about 6 at 2nd and 4. Powell to throw this one. Floats it deep. And there's a flag, but that could be on Vineland. As Manson came back over the back, it's going to go one way or the other.
I think it's on us, Rich.
Nothing wrong with coming back over the top like that. If you're Manson, you've got to get to the football, so he did the right thing. Oh, and it is on Williamstown, their second pass interference that has happened in the end zone this game. The first resulted in a missed field goal. Broom in the backfield. And Antoine Rivera in at receiver.
First and goal, Rich.
Powell gives and hit and drop, nowhere to go. 4 minutes and 10 seconds in running. And Vineland looks ready to get it going again. Powell takes it himself. He's got an opening and he's in the end zone for the score. With 3:33 to go, it's Powell on about a 5-yard run. Onside kick time, Coach.
3:33, Powell, a 5-yard run. Makes it 27-13.
And Garton for the extra point. Good snap this time. Garton gets it up. Flag hits the field, though.
They hit the kicker again. What the heck? Now, see, to me, that's downright unsportsmanlike to do that every time.
Yeah, well, they certainly.
You're, what was it called? Buddy ball?
Oh yeah.
when after the kicker.
So Vineland should be able to kick this one into the end zone and avoid the return.
I don't know. We haven't done too well on kickoffs, Rich.
Yeah, but with that penalty, we should be able to get it in the end zone. So we're going to be kicking from the 45 of Williamstown.
Onside,
Yeah, you don't have much to lose.
they're up pretty close. The other night I saw something I never saw before. The onside kick, the kicker followed the ball for 10 yards and got it.
And the onside kick is a good attempt, but Shelton gives a hit, but able to hold on to it as Williamstown with 3:32. Vineland needs 2 touchdowns in 3:32. They have their full complement of timeouts. Belly back underneath. Vineland trying to pull the football out, which is what you kind of need to do here, as much as I like a good tackle. So 2nd and 5, 3:05 on the clock and running. There's an opening this time. We're going to get the first down. Rivera comes up and tries to put a shoulder on the football, but enough for the first down.
Rich, Williamstown does a lot of things well. They don't do them great, but they do them well. They come off the ball well. Their runners run hard, and you know they're well coached. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
No, that's exactly it. I mean, the tradition in the program is built up, and their errors are very few and far between. And now they milk it down to 2 minutes and running on the clock. Big gash through the middle on his feet as Powell tries to rip it out, but another first down with 1:45 in running.
That's good for another Braves first down.
Millville trailing 26-18 with just 3 minutes left in their game. And that will be what's coming up next for Vineland, and if Millville, well, it's next for them anyway, but the Thanksgiving Day game as Vineland looks to make it 4 in a row over Millville. So 1:20 in running on the clock. Picking his way through and running to the end zone. Take it in, Gump. And the late score puts Williamstown over 30 at 33-14 on the simple dive. That's one thing that's been a trend for Vineland in these Williamstown games is a competitive half, and then things creep away from them. You can discount that last score as the whole drive was about ripping a football out, not so much making a tackle. And Williamstown's going to head to the Group 5 championship for the 3rd year in a row. And what looks to be a rematch with Lenape. And up and good. So 1:07 on the clock. Vineland get another shot on offense, but it becomes academic at this point. Vineland on the board first today, and then managed to tie at halftime, and then Williamstown just starts putting it on the board. Well, we'll be at Millville this year, Coach, and lots of room in our booth there.
What an offensive juggernaut Williamstown's been this second half.
Yeah, they come into the season as a top-ranked defense in South Jersey.
Wow. They've had the ball 5 times, Rich. Scored on 4.
And
Pretty good percentage.
And coming into this season, they absorbed the loss of 4 D1 players. And it hasn't slowed them down. This one's not going to make it to the back line, and looks like that's Arthur. Tries to find a little gap. He's wrestled down from behind at the 40. Well, good news, Coach. One more game to go after this one. That's the longest rivalry in the state, Vineland-Millville, which has been all Vineland lately. Both teams look like they'll be coming off losses in the sectional semifinals. Millville in the Group 4, Vineland in the 5. Powell ready to go, and he's just going to hand it. And looking for somewhere to go is Arthur, and what a block on the outside by senior captain.
Oh, great block. Great block. Conrad Jackson. He took 2 men out, Rich, with 1 block. That's pretty good.
Well, Jackson, the senior captain, and the rest of the Vineland players will get another shot on there. As Arthur heads to the middle, dives for a first down with 45 seconds left. We'll see a lot more of Arthur in a couple of weeks, but also next year, as just a sophomore, looks to be getting the bulk of the carries next year. Sharing time this year with linebacker, running back Broom, who has the first score for Vineland today. So 30 seconds in running. Vineland at the 32 of Williamstown. Another give to Arthur, who stays on his feet and picks up another first down. Should be the last play here as we have 15 seconds to go. Vineland will probably just get this one off and then start thinking about Turkey Day. They may not even get this off. A 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and they get it off. It's to Arthur, who's tripped up in the backfield and brought down, and that's going to do it. After a strong first half, it's all Williamstown in the second, 34-14 over Vineland, and they advance to the Group 5 South state title game. Coach, interesting second half there as it all ran away like it has before here.
Yeah, this script has been written and rewritten. Came in 7-7 in half. Williamstown took the kickoff to start the half, returned it 75 yards, and went up 13-7. We got the ball a couple times, didn't do anything. Williamstown had a field goal that was no good, which I don't understand, which I will make a call. They got the ball back on a Vineland 44 and a punt. They had a 3-yard run at the 11:30 mark of the fourth quarter to make it 27, 19-7 kick was good. We then got Powell on a 5-yard run with 3:33 to go. Prior to that, Williamstown had scored with 9:30 to go to make it 27-7. We score Powell with 3:33 to make it 27-14. And of course, the last Williamstown possession, a 33-yard run with 1:07 to go. Make it 33-14. The kick was good. And Rich, that was the end of the score, 34-14. And the script has been rewritten.
Well, we've definitely had our shots, and we've been in for a while, but not able to get it done tonight. The underdog Vineland Fighting Clan come in and play a strong half, and the opening kickoff of the second half is returned for Williamstown, and then the floodgates just open. Just want to mention Millville did lose tonight 27-18 in a good game with Shawnee. Shawnee also will be in our conference next year. So Vineland and Millville have one date left on the schedule, and that's Thanksgiving Day in Millville. I believe that's a 10:30 start. Well, Coach, this has been 4 years in the playoffs. Second playoff win in Vineland history happened last week, and the schedule gets harder. Everything gets tougher, but like there's nowhere else to go. And I'd like to congratulate Vineland on their win last week. In a competitive half, you're showing you can play with these teams, and just some things have to get shored up. And the way we played Millville the last few weeks, that should be an exciting game as Millville's rebounded from a rough start to make it just as far as we did to the semifinals. Look forward to Thanksgiving Day with you, Coach, and thank you to our crew tonight and for everybody who's watching. We look forward to Thanksgiving Day. Just sit at home on the couch if you don't want to come out, and we've got you covered. Coach, let's get out of here. What do you got to say?
Well, Rich, it's been a good year. As usual, you did a great job. I'm pretty proud of Vineland High football and Danny Russo and the coaches. I use one word to describe them. They're competitive. They've stayed in ball games against, hey, what a schedule they had. They played 5 of the top 10 teams. They're just a step away sometimes, and they'll get that. There's no doubt in my mind. For Rich Scarper and myself, John Parentonzi, it's been a pleasure. And Williamstown has beaten us 4 times now in 2 years. I would get them in my mind a little bit for next year because we're going to play them again. So I think I'd be ready for it. Rich, have a great week. Everybody have a good week.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, and the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.